Okay, today we're touring in Chicago, Illinois. Once again, we're on the big bus tour bus, so we can ride the bus till 5 at night. Everybody's on. Hey guys, give us a wave for good morning. Nozomi wanted to show you her map, I guess, so that's where the red line is, where we can go.
Robbie Denise is down behind the wheel. We are headed over to the water tower at our next stop. If you wanted to pay respects to the first Ferris wheel, you would have to come back to the one that we have here, Chicago Fire. The Chicago Fire takes place back on October the 8th of 1871. A third of the city was destroyed, 18,000 buildings burnt down in that fire. So what we had to do was we had to come up with a solution, and the best solution that they came up with at the time was basically a lot of different nicknames. One of the big nicknames that we are known by is Chicago, the Second City. One of the biggest reasons we are called the Second City, I was just talking about that. The first city that we had burnt down in the fire. After the fire takes place, we had to turn around and we had to rebuild our second city. Another reason that we are talked about as being the second city, this has to do with migration and population. We go out to Los Angeles, people started living there, and now in order of appearance, New York is the #1 largest city. Los Angeles is the second largest city currently. And then currently right now, city has to do with Saturday Night Live. A lot of famous names that you already know. Tina Fey, Robin Williams, Chevy Chase, the Belushi Brothers, all of those guys came from Chicago's second city, made their way out to New York. And we do have Crazy Barrel. I'll come back and give you a story about that here in just a few minutes. When we go through the next intersection here on the right-hand side down below, you're going to be able to see the Nike store. There are 3 different chandeliers that are hanging at the Nike store. When you do check them out, you're going to see that those are made out of basketballs and tennis shoes. So here we have the deal. It did burn. It lasts for 3 days. What you're looking at here is October the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th of 1871. It does destroy a third of the city, 18,000 buildings burnt down in the fire. A lot of times people like to know, how did the fire start? First thing we're going to do is talk about the myth, and then we're going to come back and talk about the Mythbusters. The myth has always been the reason for the fire was because of Miss Catherine O'Leary and her cow. The story goes that Miss Catherine O'Leary in the middle of the night went out to her barn to milk her cow. While she was milking her cow, the cow becomes upset, knocks over a lantern, and bam, you got the fire of Chicago. Since we live in the land So over here to the right-hand side, you do have the John Hancock Building. The John Hancock Building is the 4th tallest building here in the city. If you are looking from the top to the bottom all the way around, you can see the fancy X's on the side of the building. The X's on the side of the building, they're not just ornamental, they're also functional. They are supporting the weight of the building. If you are looking from the bottom to the top, it is wider down here on the bottom. It does narrow as it goes to the top. Toward the top part of the building there, they do have an observation deck. The observation deck is a 360-degree look around on the city. Dedicated in 1914. To the right-hand side, you got Mike Ditko's over there, so if you want to grab a steak or some seafood, apparently Mike Ditka also does. Portillo's not only has a really good Chicago-style hot dog, they do have the Maxwell Polish sausage, they do have Italian beef. The other thing that they serve that I do love is a cake shake. The cake shake is exactly what I'm telling you it is. They do have a lot of great desserts over there, but the other reason I enjoy going over to Antibemix is the wait staff is paid to insult you. Not only do they insult you, but if you hang around long enough, they wind up dancing on top of the tables. Go check them out at Antibemix. Chicago dog, you got the Maxwell sausage, the Italian beef, the cake shake. If you do want to go to Edna Bepix where they insult you, you just go down this street 2 more blocks. You'll be able to see the restaurant here in a minute. The Chop House for steak is over here to your left-hand side. Also, if it appeals to you, there's a melting pot. It is 1 more block over. Alright guys, stop 14. Anybody coming down? No, okay. Over here. Across from Uno, you got Italy. Italy is a play on the word Italy. There are 9 different Italian restaurants inside of this building. Those represent a police officer who has fallen in the line of duty. As you approach the horse, when you look at the base of it, you should be able to find a badge number, the police officer's name. Each one of the horses are decorated differently, reflecting the personality of that police officer. Auctioning off the horses, the money that's raised from that auction, it does go back to the family members of that police officer and move it all around Chicago. Two impressive buildings coming up. We're going to be looking at the Chicago Tribune as well as the Wrigley Building. To our left-hand side over here, the Chicago Tribune, if you look up on top, you'll see the flag, the American flag. All the world's finest architects to come down and put a bid in on the building. The 2 guys who won out on the bid, their names are Hood and Howells. If you look here to my left, you'll see there's all kinds of artifacts embedded on the side of the building. There's at least one major artifact for every one of the 50 states. To the right-hand side, you're going to be able to see the Wrigley Building. The Wrigley Building is built in 2 different towers. You have a tower with the clock and the tower without the clock. The tower with the clock was built in 1921. The tower without the clock was built in 1924. It is the Wrigley Building. It is named after the Wrigley chewing gum family. Originally with the Wrigley soap. The bars of hand soap were not selling very well, so as a promotional gimmick, they would add packs of gum on top of the bars of soap. You guys know the rest of the story. We actually enjoyed the gum more than we did the soap. They got rid of the soap, and now we chew Wrigley Spearmint gum. We are headed over here to stop number 1. You currently are on Michigan Avenue Bridge. This is one of over 40 different working drawbridges that we have around the city. We have more drawbridges than any other city in the United States. If you look on all 4 corners of the bridge here, you'll see these little square box houses. Each one is divided off into 4 different sections. Down here at the bottom, you have a parking garage. Above that, you have a hotel. Above that, you have various businesses. Guys, out, the bus that is in front of me is about to leave in a couple of minutes. The vehicle that you are on is going to be sitting here for about 20 to 25 minutes. If you do want to continue in the route, you'll need to transfer to the vehicle.
was the statue. I know. It looks so 3D looking. Let's do the basket.
Look at me, guys.
All right, thank you for riding Big Bus. Zoo York. Whoever that is. Condominium right here on the corner. I'm spending about close to $500,000 for that. Somebody, you could be barbecuing out there. Somebody could just meet you right over and grab your food.
なんかさ、晴れないね。太陽が。どうにかしたら明るくなるんだよね。こんなこんな回したりさ。Take a bus.
But remember that water I told you all? I hope it never freezes. That's our drinking supply. This is where all our water comes from in the United States. This is where I need you all to remember for those who are going. But this is the John G. Shedd Aquarium stop. Those who are going to the aquarium, this is your stop. So that heat now that I told you was heat? No? Still cold? Come on now. As soon as I found that heat was on, my day got better. I started sitting closer. $8 million over here to the museum, and they named it after him. They have a T-Rex inside of there that will greet you at the door. You see all the exhibits they have to offer? I know it's kind of cold. I don't know if you want to come out, but they're having a light show here. There's going to be a light show right here. This is second largest fountain in the world. Buckingham Fountain shoots 150 feet in the air, and it's going. We have over 190 jets. Open August 26, 1911. I mean, this is 12. No. 2015. Gladstone building. That is the third tallest building in the city of Chicago. And this building here on the side, that's Blue Shields and Blue Cross. That is the only building, well, that's the building. Blue Shields and Blue Cross will give you and your family insurance for $7. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Did you all know that Chicago was the first city to invent the brownie? Chicago had the only river in the world that reversed backwards, man-made. We did an engineering trick back in the 1900s that reversed the river all the way back to Mississippi. It was polluting our drinking water. I just showed you the drinking water. Well, it was polluting the drinking water, so they reversed it. Look over here to your left. You see the University of Chicago? The University.
This is West.
Yep.
So it's Arlington Heights.
We got a helicopter up there.
Sandwich. Who likes chocolate cake? Come on. Chocolate cake milkshakes. Beer served to you out of a nice schooner goblet. It's great. Alright? Not too far from here is Gino's East. Gino's East. Okay? One of our best deep dish spots in town. Alright folks, we're getting off here for the restaurant district. This will be your stop here. This is our stop here for the... It's in between. The Shriners will not accept any other substitutions. So we'll have people do your own slice and expect that. Scottie Pippen played a pickup basketball game inside the store the day they opened. And you put on your They're growing into their menu. They'll get better over time. You want a really good steakhouse? My suggestion with the exterior of the building. They're from the most famous parts of the world. A piece of Comiskey Park, a piece of Wrigley Field, a piece of White House. It's out of the window. You can walk by on the air. On our right, the Giralda Towers of Spain inspired this building, the Wrigley Building. The Wrigley Building built in 1921. As we turn around the corner, we're going to shift to the spot.
Architect was Bertrand Goldberg, and if you look directly to the right, probably the most lucrative performance has been from the musical Wicked, and then we're getting ready to have the Carol King musical. To the left, you're going to see the Cadillac Palace Theater. They're doing Dirty Dancing, which will be the end of this week, so you can certainly check it out. From the Opera of Chicago. If you look up at the very top and you have your eyes wander down, you'll notice that it's in the shape of a backwards chair. That is because the builder he did not have the foresight to know that this particular avenue or drive. To our right, we have the CME Center, which is one of, excuse me. Kind of all the to their suburban homes. So if you're here during rush hour, you'll see mostly people either heading east towards work in the morning and west towards their homes. Then you can peek again to your right, you'll see the entranceway of Union Station with all those trains. Very top of the building to your left, 4 glass boxes.